Damn. It's August already? You know what? I'm literally about to catch a seizure just thinking about the Saints. Who that nation? Are you bored of baseball? Are you sick of Wimbledon? Are you tired of not having anything to watch on TV? Well, have no fear, because football season is coming faster than cops in white neighborhoods. And cut the music. You know what? Cut the music. Cut the music. Who that nation? Saints fans, I don't know if y'all aware of this, but we're living in a nightmare. Dennis Allen has completely ran this team to the ground. I mean, dude has sunken this team lower than the Ocean Gate submarine. What, too soon? I mean, the man literally has no idea what the fuck he's doing. I mean, for one thing, he don't know how to utilize Alvin Kamara. Man got him running up the middle as if he's Derrick Henry. Look, homie is one of the highest paid running backs in the NFL. And even DA got him doing shit above his pay grade. We got a GM that don't give a fuck.
He's not ready for this, Mickey. You're killing the city. Mickey Loomis, you gotta do New Orleans better.
Free agent signings that can't contribute. Tyrann Mathieu, Jarvis Landry, I'm looking at you. And here we have Michael Thomas, who has not played football in 3 years. I can't play football, but I can deadlift 500 pounds. This team aggravates the fuck out of me. I mean, why can't y'all be normal? But that was last season. This here is a new season coming up. This offseason, the Saints managed to sign Derek Dude Where's My Car, which is an upgrade from Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton. They also managed to sign Jamal Williams.
Don't let these tears fool you. There's all dog around this mug.
They also signed Brian Edwards, which is an insurance policy in case Michael Thomas goes down with an injury. And he will go down with an injury. Also, lastly, the Saints managed to sign tight end Foster Moreau, who was recently diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Man, the Saints literally waited for this man to get discharged and put in remission to sign him to the team, not knowing whether or not the disease is going to flare up again during the regular season. That being said, the 2023 NFL regular season is around the corner. This is the 2023 New Orleans Saints regular season prediction show. Let's get this over with. Week 1, at home against the Titans. Well, the Saints get to kick off the 2023 regular season by getting ran through by Derrick Henry. Well, the Saints O-line and the Saints D-line are going to have their hands full dealing with the Tennessee Titans. We'll get to see what this new look Saints team is really made of. Will the Saints defense be able to neutralize Derrick Henry and not get torched by DeAndre Hopkins? Will the offense be able to put points on the board? You know, due to the fact that this Saints team don't get their shit together till like week 5, I got the Saints losing this matchup by a touchdown. Week 2 in Carolina against the Panthers. You know what? I'm not even going to waste my time. They're going to lose this game. For the past 2 years, the Saints always played the Panthers at the beginning of the season, and they always lose. Week 2, 2021, loss. Week 3, 2022, loss. And this year, the Saints have to face a Panthers team with a young, hungry defense. And speaking of young, this year's draft, the Panthers managed to draft Bryce Young out of Alabama. Now, do you really think Andy Dalton's going to start over him? Man, Bryce Young about to embarrass the Saints on Monday Night Football. I got the Panthers winning by 14. Week 3, in Green Bay against the Packers. Week 3, the Saints travel to Lambeau Field to face the Packers. And the Saints lucked out because they get to catch the Packers during the summertime. And also, no Aaron Rodgers. That's right. Aaron Rodgers done left the cheese eggs. He done told the Packers front office,
fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out.
And went to the Jets along with Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb, which leaves the Packers with Jordan Love as their starting quarterback. Now, do you really think the Saints are worried about Jordan Love? I got the Saints getting their first win of the season and beating the Packers by 13. Week 4, at home against a bunch of queers. Tampa. Looks like old Tom Brady done retired and left y'all team to rot. Hey look, Tampa Bay without Tom Brady, it's like the Kardashians without the plastic surgery and sex tapes. They're nothing. I mean, all this team is left with is a head coach with the personality of a doorknob, that loudmouth center that looks like a lesbian, a punk-ass wide receiver that can't keep his hands to himself, see last year, and all the rest of the Bucs come down to New Orleans on week 4. Now, this game will be close, like it always is, and the media will go for the Bucs, like they always do. But everybody in the mama knows that Baker Mayfield cannot get the job done. I got the Saints winning by 13. Week 5 in Foxborough against the Patriots. Week 5, the Saints travel to Boston to take on Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Now, the only person that scares me on this Patriots team is Bill Belichick, and whether or not sorry-ass DA can go 4 quarters without getting out-coached. Now, the fate of this game is going to be determined by coaching, and despite DA's stupidity, I got the Saints winning by 17. Week 6 in Houston against the Texans. Week 6, the Saints travel next door to H-Town to face C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. Now, in this matchup, you have a Texans team that's rebuilding versus a Saints team that needs to rebuild their coaching staff, but is too fucking stubborn to do so.
He's not ready for this, Mickey. You're killing the city.
I mean, this is the Texans, alright? If the Saints don't beat this team, Dennis Allen deserves to be fired. Saints by 20. Week 7, at home against the Jaguars. Duval. Yo, Jaguar fans, help me out. Just what the fuck does Duval mean? Week 7, the Saints host the Jaguars in the Dome on Thursday Night Football. Now, I don't know much about the Jacksonville Jaguars, except the fact that they have a swimming pool in this stadium, which is kind of dope. Their owner looks like Super Mario, and Doug Peterson has these boys on the pathway of more success. And I'm not talking about DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled is in Miami. Jacksonville is North Florida. Trevor Lawrence is finally playing up to his potential. Now, this could be a potential trap game, and as much as I hate to say this, I actually have Doug Peterson out-coaching Dennis Allen and upsetting the Saints by 10. Week 8, on the road against the Colts. Hang on, y'all, I just got a notification. Saints running back Alvin Kamara has pled guilty in the Las Vegas beating, and now has to perform community service. Well, fuck, let him serve his community by playing football for New Orleans. Now, see, this is all orchestrated by Roger Goodell, alright? He knew Alvin Kamara was going to be guilty and that the case wouldn't be settled until the regular season started, so he had no choice but to suspend him for 9 weeks, that son of a bitch. I mean, for all we know, Goodell probably paid the dude in Las Vegas, got him drunk, and purposely made him fuck with Kamara. Oh, and also got the Saints beating the Colts by 20. Roger Goodell is a fucking bitch. Week 9, at home against the Bears. Week 9, the Saints return to New Orleans to face Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. Let's see, week 9. By this time, Alvin Kamara should be back from suspension. Michael Thomas will probably be injured. And the Saints defense will probably lead the league in pass interference calls. But none of this will matter against a Chicago Bears team that's rebuilding. Saints by 17. Week 10, in Minnesota against the Vikings. Yo, what the fuck? What? Yo, it's the New Orleans Saints like linked to the Minnesota Vikings for life? I mean, damn. Week 10, the Saints travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Will Marshawn Lattimore get his revenge on Justin Jefferson for talking all that shit? Probably not. And with Aaron Rodgers leaving the Green Bay Packers to play for the New York Jets this upcoming season, the Minnesota Vikings looks to take control of the NFC North and possibly become a playoff contender. I just threw up in my mouth just saying that. Now, history has not been kind to the Saints whenever they match up with the Minnesota Vikings. And for some fucking reason, Kirk Cousins' cornball ass always gets lucky against the Saints. And their arrogance is going to carry them to victory in this matchup. I got the Vikings beating the Saints by 10. Week 11 bye week. Be sure to restock your alcohol and your blood pressure pills. Week 12 in Atlanta against the Falcons. Week 12, the Saints return from their bye week and travel to Atlanta to take on the Dirty Turds. Now, the last time the Saints played in Atlanta, Michael Thomas was in the game and he scored 2 touchdowns last year in week 1, only for him to get injured and for us to never see him again for the rest of the season. Now, this new-look Falcons team, led by quarterback Desmond Ridder, who looks like one of the DeBarge brothers, features rookie running back Bijan Robinson, another running back that looks like a Rottweiler with dreads in Cordero Patterson, field goal kicker from the Triads, Young Wade Koo, and the infamous Kyle Pitts, no relation to Jason Pitts. And as always, this is going to be a close game, but I gotta give the edge to the Falcons, only because those bastards stole Caden Ellis and David Onyemata from the Saints. If they might give the Falcons intel on how the Saints offenses ran. If only they can understand what David Onyemata is saying. Week 13, at home against the Lions. Man, this schedule's easier than females at the club when they find out you got a section with 1942 and hookah. Week 13, the Saints return to New Orleans to face the Detroit Lions. And even though the Detroit Lions signed Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who'd rather choose a bag over brotherhood, as long as the Saints got this guy,
Swag Kazakage, leader of the hidden village of the Den.
And this guy.
Made a man miss. Salvin Kamara across midfield, still on his feet. Kamara's got a bunch of room and some blockers. Hurdling about the 25. Inside the 50. What a run by Kamara, who's all the way in.
And Dennis Allen don't call any remedial plays. I got the Saints beating the Lions by 14. Speaking of 14, week 14, the Saints are at home against the Panthers. Week 14, the Panthers come into the Superdome for a divisional matchup against the Saints. Now the thing about the Saints is they have a tendency to make rookie quarterbacks look like Hall of Famers. It's damn near a fucking tradition at this point. I predict the Saints start the game out strong in the first half, only to screw up in the second half and let the Panthers come back and beat them by 10 points. Yes, people, I have the Carolina Panthers sweeping the New Orleans Saints for the second consecutive year in a row, thus putting Dennis Allen's job on the line, which makes me happy. Week 14 at home against the Giants. The Saints are like that one New Edition album, Home Again, as they face the Giants week 15 in the Superdome. Now, the last time the New York Giants was in New Orleans, the Saints defense made Daniel Jones look like the second coming of Joe Montana. Had Saquon Barkley running through our defense like Taco Bell at 2 a.m. Malcolm Jenkins' ankles still never recovered from this game. Now, depending on whether or not the Giants are going to give Saquon Barkley an extension in his contract, because, running backs are tripping right now, talking about they ain't making enough money. Fuck, they're making more money than my black ass. Despite the contract situation of Saquon Barkley, history is going to repeat itself, and the Saints are going to lose to the Giants by a missed field goal by Will Lutz. Week 16 in Los Angeles against the Rams. Week 16, the Saints travel to the West Coast to take on the Rams. Now, these ain't the same Rams that used to run up the score and get away with pass interference calls. This Rams team done fell off worse than the Fast and the Furious movies. Look, if the Saints can stop Aaron Donald, put pressure on Matthew's staph infection, and neutralize Cooper Kupp, they should win this matchup by at least 13. Week 17 in Tampa against the Buccaneers. Man, the Saints gotta play the Buccaneers on New Year's Eve. We're going to be extra fucked up going into 2024. Tampa Bay Bucks, you got a first place schedule with a fourth place team. Saints by 14. Week 18 at home against the Falcons. Ah, yes, the final regular season game of the season. I can smell the playoff implications already. By this time, the Saints will be fighting for first place in the NFC South with the Panthers and the Falcons. Because let's be honest, Tampa Bay ain't doing shit this year. Look, the Dome will be rocking. Tensions will be at an all-time high, and Dennis Allen's job will be on the line. Plus, I expect a special appearance by Gail Benson on the sidelines. This is going to be a tough game, but I got the Saints coming out with a W, either with a fourth quarter stop by the defense or a touchdown by the offense. In conclusion, I got the Saints finishing off the regular season with a 10-7 record and making the playoffs, only to get beaten by the 49ers in the divisional round. Now, throughout this entire offseason, Dennis Allen done customized the Saints team the way he likes it, as if it was a fucking Burger King order. He done brought in all the little coaches and the staff members and the personnel. With all the talent that's on this team, if Dennis Allen can't give the Saints at least 10 wins, he deserves to be fired. He deserves to be fired. So does Mickey Loomis. And while we're at it, throw in Zion Williamson, because I'm sick of his shit too. This concludes my 2023 New Orleans Saints predictions. Be sure to stay tuned in the fall for the hilarious Saints commentary, as well as the hilarious LSU football commentary. Hit the like and subscribe button. Who dat? Fuck Dennis Allen.